The beautiful assassin eliminated the organization's top leader and dismantled the assassin group operating behind the scenes. However, she soon discovered that the real mastermind had been right beside her all along. With no other choice, she raised her gun and aimed it at her own husband. Not long before this, during a banquet, the hospital director was suddenly murdered. The person behind it all was Tera. Ever since she learned that the director intended to eliminate the bodyguard, she had resolutely planned the assassination. Tera sabotaged the electrical circuit, plunging the banquet hall into darkness. Wearing night vision goggles, she quickly located the director. Hearing her voice, the director drew his concealed weapon and waved it wildly in the dark. Tera snatched the weapon from him, stabbed him, and threw his body down from a height. Afterward, she returned to Jae-Hune's side and coldly watched the director's corpse, though a trace of tension flickered across her face. Jae-Hune curiously asked where she had gone. Tera lied, saying she had gone to the restroom while subtly covering the abnormality on her right wrist. When news of the murder spread, Representative Hune appeared emotionally agitated and loudly directed the cleanup efforts in the hall. At that moment, a bodyguard hiding in a corner suddenly turned and ran, drawing the attention of Representative Hune. He pointed at the fleeing bodyguard and shouted that he was the killer, ordering all security personnel to chase him. Seeing the distraction, Jae-Hune immediately led Tera out of the venue. Although the hall had already been sealed off, Jae-Hune managed to leave early using his status as a presidential candidate. However, as they exited, Tera briefly loosened her grip on her right wrist, allowing a guard to glimpse bloodstains on her sleeve. Soon after, the police arrived. A male officer, Officer Zhao Li, questioned the eyewitnesses. When Representative Hune learned that Jae-Hune and Tera had already left, he became furious again, insisting that the couple were the most suspicious. He believed the person who fled afterward was Tera's bodyguard. After returning home, Tera immediately hid the evening gown she had worn at the banquet. Then she received a call from the bodyguard, learning that he had escaped safely and returned to Hune Hospital, finally allowing her to breathe a sigh of relief. Late that night, Tera and the bodyguard destroyed Hune Hospital. They looted the director's money and distributed it among the assassins under his command, giving them a choice: stay behind and take the blame for the director, or take the money and escape their chains forever. Unsurprisingly, everyone chose to leave. The bodyguard removed the motherboard from the surveillance system, after which Tera destroyed all remaining machines. Since the bodyguard could no longer show himself openly, Tera entrusted him to Chao Jin's mother for protection. She did not ask many questions and agreed immediately, as Tera had once helped save Chao Jin. The next day, based on Representative Han's testimony, the police came to Jae-Hune's home to question the couple and search the house for the gown Tera had worn the previous night. Guards had reported seeing bloodstains on her clothing. Just as the police were searching, Jae-Hune voluntarily handed over the dress. Strangely, the bloodstains on the sleeve had already been removed. In this way, Tera narrowly escaped suspicion. She began to suspect that Jae-Hune had secretly helped her and might already know the truth. Later, Tera called her stylist and confirmed that everything had been arranged by Jae-Hune. The dress he handed to the police was an identical replacement the stylist had rushed to purchase. Meanwhile, rumors spread by Representative Hune accused not only Tera of murder, but also claimed that Jae-Hune had accepted bribes from the director. With public speculation growing, Jae-Hune was forced to hold a press conference, firmly denying that he had ever taken money from the director. He declared that if any scandal were proven, he would immediately withdraw from the election. Elsewhere, Hae-soo learned about the intercepted package and proposed a divorce. After their separation, she began planning to expose the crimes of Do-jin Bon and Tera. The man known as the Client became her only ally. At the same time, Chao Jin's water continued searching for Soo-jin. She visited Soo-jin's mother and asked whether anything unusual had happened on the day Soo-jin disappeared. Soo-jin's mother recalled that her daughter had been very happy that day, talking excitedly about an ongoing experiment. If it succeeded, she said she could return to her former life. However, Soo-jin's mother had no idea what the experiment involved. Notably, on the day Soo-jin disappeared, a man named A-chan arrived to pick her up in a red sports car. Soo-jin's mother had mentioned A-chan to the police many times, yet he was never summoned for questioning. The scene shifts to the laboratory, where A-chan summoned Jae-hyun and confessed that he had secretly installed surveillance cameras in Jae-hyun's office. Jae-hyun was visibly angry, but A-chan explained that he had done it under Tera's orders. Because he still had unresolved feelings for Yura, he had agreed to Tera's request. Now awakened to his mistake, A-chan confessed everything and begged Jae-hyun's forgiveness. Jae-hyun remained calm. His calm authority instilled fear in him. Finally, he placed a hand on A-chan's shoulder and emphasized their special friendship. He reminded him that 7 years ago, A-chan had handled Soo-jin's aunt perfectly, and now he must do the same with Chao-jin. He could not allow any mistakes. Their entire conversation was overheard by Chao-jin, triggering memories of his own near-death experience. His car had skidded and fallen off a cliff, only to be caught by safety cables. After he cried for help, a dark figure approached, but instead of saving him, the person cut the rope with a knife. Chao-jin now suspected that the person who tried to kill him was either Jae-hyun or Ah-chan. That night, just as Jae-hyun returned home, Tera pointed a gun at his head. She refused to continue playing cat and mouse. He clearly knew her identity and everything she had done, yet he had remained silent while manipulating events from behind the scenes. Tera demanded to know his true purpose in giving her this new identity. Jae-hyun revealed another secret. 20 years ago, in the car accident orchestrated by Dojin Bon that killed his father, both he and Tera lost their families on the same night. Afterward, Tera wandered with her younger brother and was taken into Hune Hospital, where she was trained as an assassin. After his parents' deaths, Jae-hyun secretly investigated the incident. One day, near Hune Hospital, he discovered Tera at the bottom of a cliff. He immediately recognized her as a fellow survivor of the accident. He saved her and gave her a new identity. From that moment on, every step of Tera's life had been deliberately guided by him, including arranging for her to approach Hae-soo and become her closest confidant. Jae-hyun admitted that he had long anticipated this confrontation. He hoped that once Tera regained her memories, she would question him and feel grateful. Instead, Tera felt only deeper pain. Burdened with countless sins, her recovered memories were like Pandora's box. Once opened, there would be no peace. She could no longer focus on being Jae-hyun's first lady. She raised her gun again, but at that moment, her daughter returned home. Tera hurriedly lowered the weapon. After the child ran off happily, Jae-hyun told Tera to look at how happy their life was now. If she was willing, it could remain this way forever. He also warned her to stop contacting the bodyguard because a happy family had no place for him. After laying everything bare, Jae-hyun confronted Dojin Bon and demanded control of Golden Bird Group as compensation for his mother's murder. Dojin Bon flew into a rage and ordered the secretary mayor to expel him, but the mayor remained unmoved, clearly already loyal to him. 15 years earlier, when Tera and her brother were taken away, Jae-hyun had already turned the secretary mayor to his side. During the car accident, Jae-hyun had not fully lost consciousness and secretly recorded a phone call between the mayor and Dojin Bon. That recording was enough to prove Dojin Bon's crime. Jae-hyun knew the mayor had been coerced and promised to free him from Dojin Bon's control. In truth, the mayor had long harbored resentment. Dojin Bon had once ordered him to assassinate the former president, Hae-soo's father. From that moment, the mayor began collecting evidence to overthrow him. Hearing this, Dojin Bon collapsed from a sudden illness. Jae-hyun coldly watched for a moment before finally calling an ambulance because he believed Dojin Bon could not die yet. At the hospital, Da-jin arrived in haste. Jae-hyun gave Da-jin two choices: either protect his father by handing over Golden Bird Group to Jae-hyun, or choose Hae-soo, allowing her to expose Dojin Bon's crimes and destroy everything. After agonizing deliberation, Da-jin chose his father. At the press conference, he announced the acquisition of Golden Bird Group by Hune before Hae-soo could speak. Hae-soo was furious. Da-jin's betrayal severed their past completely, but Da-jin was desperate. If he lost both his father and the company, he would lose everything. At that moment, the secretary-mayor stepped forward and knocked Hae-soo unconscious. Hune told Da-jin he would send her abroad, but secretly ordered the mayor to have her killed. After ending the call, a man wearing a skull helmet appeared. It was the client. As Hae-soo was being driven towards her death, a motorcycle suddenly intercepted the vehicle and knocked out the driver. Someone called Hae-soo's name. Through blurred vision, she opened her eyes and saw that her rescuer was Tera. Hae-soo regains consciousness. Tera tells her that the person who wants her dead is Hune. Do-jin stood by because Hune was blackmailing him with evidence that Do-jin's father had hired assassins to kill the former president. Do-jin believed Hune would send Hae-soo abroad and had no idea that Hune intended to kill her in secret. Tera then confesses the truth to Hae-soo. She is the assassin Hae-soo had been searching for, assassin number 50. The one who turned number 50 into Tera and orchestrated everything was Hune. Although Hune was the true mastermind, he coldly watched as Hae-soo married Do-jin. He then deliberately placed Tera by Hae-soo's side, allowing the two women to become friends. Everything he did was solely to fulfill his revenge against Do-jin's father. After revealing the truth, Tera apologizes to Hae-soo. However, Hae-soo's parents are already dead. Her apology comes far too late. Hae-soo slaps Tera. Tera accepts it silently and says she is willing to pay any price to atone for her sins. Hae-soo tells Tera to return to Hune's side and continue living a life worse than death, enduring the same suffering he once caused others. Meanwhile, Ah-chan realizes he left his speech draft in a laboratory and opens the surveillance feed to check. To his shock, the coffee cup that should be beside him appears in the lab's live footage, clear proof that the monitoring system has been tampered with. Ah-chan resets the system and accidentally sees Xiao-jen's mother helping Xiao-jen leave. He immediately sounds the alarm and orders all exits sealed. Hearing the alarm, Xiao-jen realizes that Ah-chan has uncovered his plan. He hacks into the system, shuts down the alarm, and outsmarts the security team, finally reaching basement level 3. Guards close in, but just as he is about to be discovered, Tera appears and helps them evade capture. After escaping, Tera asks why they were in such a hurry to leave. Xiao-jen's mother tells the truth. Xiao-jen's car accident was also connected to Ah-chan. She can no longer trust him. With that, she quickly takes Xiao-jen away and hides him somewhere safe, informing him that his father has suffered a stroke and is hospitalized. At the same time, Do-jin's father lies in a hospital bed dreaming of the past, the day Hae-soo's father was inaugurated as president. Back then, Hae-soo's father decided to halt the prosecution's investigation into Do-jin's father on the condition that he abandoned the Daehan Bridge project. It was the first and last time he covered up for him as a friend. In the dream, Do-jin's father widens his eyes in shock and immediately contacts the assassins, demanding the operation be called off. But tragedy still occurs. A bullet pierces Hae-soo's father's chest. Do-jin's father wakes from the nightmare to find Xiao-jen's mother standing beside him. She believes everything is her husband's fault and insists he must pay the price. She produces a stock forfeiture agreement and forces Do-jin's father to press his fingerprint onto it. Because of Xiao-jen's escape, Ah-chan returns to the laboratory in a rage and began smashing equipment. He finds it unbelievable that someone who had been unconscious for 7 years could wake up and immediately crack his system. Suddenly, a message appears on the computer left by Xiao-jen. "Give the company back to me. Where is Soo-jin?" When Do-jin hears this, he rushes to the lab. The three men analyze the situation and conclude that Xiao-jen must have woken up long ago but pretended to remain unconscious, secretly listening to their conversations. This proves he never trusted them. The message is a declaration of war. Qiao Zhen is determined to uncover the truth behind Su Jin's death. Their memories return to 7 years earlier. Su Jin had been a test subject. Qiao Zhen firmly opposed human experimentation, but Jae-hyun, Dojin, and Ah-chan secretly conducted experiments on Su Jin without his knowledge. They even deceived Su Jin into believing Qiao Zhen had agreed. When the experiment began, Jae-hyun held the camera while Ah-chan operated the controls. He continuously increased the stimulation level. Su Jin's paralyzed legs reacted and slowly began to move. Blinded by this apparent success, they ignored Su Jin's screams and kept increasing the intensity. She cried that she could not endure it, but they dismissed it as a normal immune response. Suddenly, Su Jin convulsed and collapsed, dying on the spot. Panicked, the 3 men hurriedly cleaned the scene, took Su Jin's body and left. On the way, they blamed one another. Fearing exposure, Dojin grew increasingly anxious. At that moment, Qiao Zhen called to ask where Su Jin was. Jae-hyun brushed it off casually and even agreed to participate in an off-road race the next day. The last person to finish would take full responsibility and handle the matter. During the race, Kyojin's motorcycle crashed and plunged off a cliff. Dojin and Ah-chan, focused solely on winning, did not stop. Only Jae-hyun went to look for him. In the end, Dojin finished first, Ah-chan second, and Jae-hyun never reached the summit. Looking back, Ah-chan now finds Kyojin's accident deeply suspicious. Su-jin's body had been handled by Jae-hyun, yet to this day, Dojin and Ah-chan do not know how he disposed of it. After escaping, Kyojin meets Tera outside the laboratory. He looks far healthier. He tells her that he is the true founder of the company, and all its experiments were built on his theories from 7 years ago. He suspects someone stole the USB drive containing his research data. This immediately makes Tera think of Ah-chan. If Ah-chan obtained the data and later became the institute's director, he would indeed have a motive to kill Kyojin. However, the true culprit remains unclear. Kyojin only knows that one of the 3 tampered with his motorcycle, intending to kill him. Tera and Kyojin also share a past. 12 years earlier, Tera accidentally dropped a book while loading luggage onto a plane. Kyojin, seated nearby, picked it up for her. Coincidentally, he owned the same book. Both admired the same author, and their shared interests sparked an easy conversation. After landing, when someone came to pick up Tera, she learned through introductions that this man was Dojin's brother. Kyojin grew curious about the relationship between Tera and Jae-hyun. Jae-hyun introduced Tera as his girlfriend, even though they were not yet together. He had planned to confess that very day. Tera did not deny it. Kyojin's face briefly showed disappointment. Back in the present, Tera hands the Hanye building data to the bodyguard. The files contain records of meetings between Jae-hyun and the hospital director. The bodyguard delivers this evidence to Representative Han, proving that Jae-hyun and the director collaborated in illegal human experimentation. In exchange, the bodyguard demands that Han block Jae-hyun's presidential bid and halt the investigation into his own murder charges. Han immediately agrees. At the presidential debate, Han publicly presents the evidence. Faced with irrefutable proof, Jae-hyun is left speechless. The other candidates join forces and force him to withdraw from the election. Jae-hyun soon discovers that the bodyguard supplied the evidence and flies into a rage. He orders the secretary-mayor to silence the bodyguard permanently. Anticipating the danger, Tera tells the bodyguard to take his daughter abroad and lie low. Friends overseas will help them settle. She tearfully sees her daughter and younger brother off. Now engulfed in scandal, Jae-hyun drives alone. Suddenly, he sees someone standing ahead. It is Hae-soo. Earlier, The bodyguard had contacted Hae-soo and revealed the truth behind the former president's death. The killer was not Tera, but the bodyguard himself. Hae-soo initially refused to listen, but the bodyguard persisted, explaining that they had been forced to obey orders. Now, Tera is foolishly planning to take the blame by revealing herself as assassin number 50. Hae-soo goes to Jae-hyun and claims that Dojin wants to kill her, begging him to save her. After saying this, she collapses unconscious. Jae-hyun stares at her in shock, his face filled with confusion. End of episode. Don't forget to like, comment, share with friends, and subscribe to the channel. I will be back with the rest of the story soon.